Nope, that's not a lot better way to do that. Wrong, second thoughts. Nope, that's not a lot better way to do that. Let's just do it this way, kind of old-fashioned way, but let's just get the camera right up on it and just hit that zoom. Now, you're going to get a couple of things. You can do this, internet chess websites, like the one on the left could be you, and you could be playing on like ICC or, you know, FICS, free internet chess server. You can use it on Play Chess. You cannot use a DGT board on chess.com. So for all of our friends on chess.com, nope, sorry guys. And I got a lot of email and feedback on that, people asking. So, you know, when you guys get your DGT board, go ahead and do a video on YouTube, man. And let's take a look at it. You know, crack it open and let's see it. Computer opponent, that's going to be primarily if you want to be a grandmaster or if you're serious. If you have a low rating, probably anything below 2,000, then you're going to need some way to practice against a computer. Now this is something to note here. Like right here, where this is, you want to wear a ball cap. Make sure I get that in the video. You want to wear a ball cap that comes down just like this, not that long. No, that's retarded. If you're thinking that, then you need help. But to the rest of the audience that can see what I mean, this is going to be your line of sight. Your ball cap is going to block off all of this. Like if you say you had an opponent, like let's go up here where you have an opponent. Say you're playing a regular normal game of chess. You're playing at a chess club somewhere, or you're playing at a tournament. This thing's moving all over. You're playing at a tournament like this. Is your opponent? That's you. Okay, now if you had a ball cap, it'd be like this angle here. So you'd be getting this. You'd be seeing just this. You'd be seeing the board, and you wouldn't be seeing your opponent. And that's going to do two things. It's going to let you focus right here on the game, and it's going to do this. It's going to block out your opponent. Now, if you see here, straight shot, the eyes. If you had a ball cap like that, blocking that out, they can't read your eye movements and they can't track what you're looking at. Oh, he's looking at this piece here. No, he's looking at this piece here. You see, he's watching your eye movements, or she. They're watching your eye movements and they're seeing what you're looking at, so they can easily anticipate what it is you're thinking about because they see exactly what you're staring at. Duh. So this is just a raw video. So live internet broadcasting. Now this is good if you have a chess club and say you wanted to promote your chess club. You can use social media like Facebook or Twitter, and you get on your Facebook page or your Twitter account, you throw out a tweet or a shout out on Facebook, put it on your wall, and notify all your people that are going to want to see it and say, hey, we got a visitor that's going to come to the chess club and play, and you guys check out the game. It's going to happen in real time. The newer technology, you can do that. iPads, iPhones, Androids, all the mobile devices, you can see the websites and you can actually see where they're doing live broadcasting. So anybody that can't make it or just doesn't want to attend at that time, they can always scope it out or peep it out online, and it helps a lot. I mean, that right there, that's one of the reasons that I got this for PC Chess Club. Actually, all three right here. You can be playing somebody, that's your opponent. They're going to be looking at a keyboard. This would typically be like Joplin Chess Club. You'd have some slacker like Martin Stahl or, you know, Robert Talbot, Chris Hunt. You'd have somebody like that, and they'd just be playing at their keyboard, okay? Because to the best of my knowledge, word that came back to us, none of those people own a, I think it's a $1,500 DGT board, but I think you can get them as low as like $1,000 wholesale. If you can find a place to buy them wholesale, you can get them for as low as $1,000. You don't have to pay, you know, more. But you know, if you've got $1,000 or you can come up with it, I'm being a smart ass. Whoops, we better edit that part out. I'm just being a smart aleck there. As you can tell, we don't get along. We're rivals. I don't like the guys from Joplin Chess Club. and we'll get into that in another video, but let's just cover this right now. But this right here, okay, this is how most people are going to do it. They're going to be playing on their laptop, and they're just going to be trying to play somewhere. We'll get my finger out of the way. The guys on the right are going to be your opponents just looking at a monitor or a laptop, where you're going to be the guy on the left, or the girl, if there's girls watching this video. You're going to be the person on the left that's using a DGT set. So every time you make a move, and there's other videos out there you guys can scope out that'll show people using a DGT. I think there's one that shows like a Fritz GUI or Fritz GUI, the interface, and that's a good one to look at. There's a couple more. You'll just have to go to YouTube and Google it, and they'll show you people that are using a DGT board to play other people online. But going back to this video, what you'll be able to do is you'll be the person on the left, and you're going to be able to just use a DGT set. Think of it like just sitting down at the board and just playing a game and making your move. And there's really not much difference. If you were to go and say, put a ball cap on, so you draw a straight line like this, your line of vision goes here, your ball cap is going to want to cut off everything on that side. So you kind of have an angle coming down, and your line of sight you can only see to the edge of the board. Now, this is a secret. I really shouldn't pass this on. This is one of our training secrets at PC Chess Club. So don't be broadcasting this. Don't be telling people all our secrets, okay? We don't want to tell you that's how we train. But when you practice or when you study, make sure that you set up a board, okay? If you don't have a DGT set, what you could do is just set up a board, make a move on the board, and then make a move on the computer. But you are going to need to practice using an actual board, not just staring at a monitor or a laptop, unless you're just retarded. I don't mean born mentally handicapped or mentally challenged. I mean like one of those people that the street saying is they're just ate up, tore up from the floor up. They're just mental. yeah, few bricks shy of a load. Or just like you look at them and say, oh damn, were these people retarded? It's like, how stupid are they? I mean like voluntarily retarded. I don't mean like handicapped. Just like ignorant. I guess that's a better word. Just like people that are just like, they just want to be stupid, I guess. Maybe that's the way to say it. But anyway, you're going to be here playing on a DGT board, and every time you make a move, it's going to move on the computer. And there'll be a clock. There'll be a clock that'll tell you the moves to make, or you can have it just announce the moves, and it'll actually announce it in different languages. We got the wrong one. It would be like this, like that. This one, I'm trying to point out the difference if you're playing somebody online, but the same thing applies when you're up here. Get your ball cap on, even though you're sitting at home. Get your ball cap on and cut off this part. Everything over here, cut that off. You don't want that. You just want this. You want to focus on the board. Stay focused. That's a training secret from PC Chess Club. Because when you go to a tournament, wear a ball cap, do the same exact thing. That's called simulator training or simulations. It's kind of like the Air Force is not going to let you take a multi-million-dollar jet up, you know, and crash and burn. They're going to give you simulators, or like, you know, when you do like a race car game, there are just a lot of different video games. They have simulators that they're not exact, but they try to simulate what you're going to encounter later. And like on here, where you see on the left the person playing, now that big diagram, that could also be if you had a projector. We're going to be adding a projector. It's an InFocus IN3916. I think his name is Chris. He's a teacher. He's did some good videos on that. Go ahead and scope those out on YouTube. But you're going to want this right here, okay, where you've got a lot of things you can do with this DGT board. Let's look it over here. Why is this guy going on and on about this, you might ask? Because you're going to want to know. Now, I'll do a pan. You guys can pause the video if you want to see it. you know. I don't think we can fit all this in one shot. We could try. And yes, I'm fully aware that I could take pictures of it or I could scan it. We've got OmniPage Pro. I've got Adobe Creative Suite 6 with Adobe Acrobat 11 Professional. A lot of stuff, tons of software. Yeah, we're not trying to make a professional video here in case somebody's just jumped in and didn't catch that at the beginning. That's not the purpose of this. This is just a raw clip, okay? Rather than me go on and on or ramble on about this, I'd rather just try to fit this in one shot. Let you guys take a look at it, and then we'll see over here on there for Netherlands. And the other side of the box, that's it, all the way around. Oh, here's a good shot, and this is good. You'd want to see this. Okay, now you get your choice, 2 different clocks. Now we ordered this one, the crimson red, and we're going to buy the beige one so we can do it either or. This you're going to need to know. Okay, listen up. This is the notation. Can everybody see that? See the letters? Everything coming out okay? Okay, rosewood, that's the one we got. But notice down here walnut. Okay, walnut is the only one. Let's see if we can get a shot on both of them. If I could pull this back and you guys can see comparison. See? You might be able to fit all 3 in there. You have to really pull it back to do that. Oops. Now, it's not rock steady because I'm holding it with one hand, but you could see. That's the wingy, I think you pronounce it. I'm not sure exact pronunciation. And then you'll either get Bluetooth or USB. And we got USB first because you'll need USB to broadcast live games over the internet. Now, notice on the walnut, the colors are a little bit different. No, I'm just messing with you. But the walnut, on a serious note, I got to quit clowning around on these videos. But on the walnut, you could see here that there's no notation. Now if you wanted to play a game and you want to flip the colors, you could be sitting on the same side of the board and you don't have to move the board. This one, you're going to have to either ignore the notation when you switch colors, or you're going to have to just either put a lazy Susan underneath the board, and that's just a little deal you can spin the board, or you're going to have to just get out of your chair, walk around, switch seats, or just lift up the board and switch it. But you get my point. This one would have an advantage because there's no notation. It may be a distraction for some people, where if you're playing black and you're looking at this and saying, wait a minute, I'm going to notate my move. Let's see, I just started out, I'm just beginning to play, so I guess my move is black is A1, that's the rook. No, that's because you're sitting on the white side of the board. Now let's move along to this other part. Oh, here we go. DGTprojects.com. That's where you'll want to go. And here's the sets. Here are the sets, actually. I think that'd be more grammatically correct. Here are the sets, not here is the sets. I'm sleep deprived. Now, we want to get these. We want to get the classic next. You'll take a look at the knight. That one looks more like the actual Staunton knight. See if we can pull a shot on that. Yeah, and you'll notice like the bishops are rounded, okay? Because up here, see, this one's more narrow. The bishop's more narrow. That's the royal set. There you go, evidence. Don't take my word for it. We'll show it to you. We'll be able to back it up and show you some evidence. This set, Venus, I hate that set. Oh, I hate that set. Looks horrible. Ugh. I think that's why they've discontinued it. And then this is the one that we got. This is our first ever DGT set. It arrived on Monday, January the 7th, 2013. And that's the timeless pieces right there. Take a look at the knight. That's the one with the markings. I don't know if it'll show. We'll show a real knight. We're going to go ahead and go through the box here in a second. But you could see, and they're more like this color here. They're not that dark. They're more of a lighter color, even though they say rosewood. But the timeless pieces, that's the one that you guys see in like magazines. Now, get a shot on this. This will probably come out bigger on your video on YouTube. And if you're still watching at this point, you haven't figured it out, you need to get your YouTube video full screen so you can really take advantage of all this. And from right here, you can see all the little letters. We'll zoom up a little bit. There's a reason for it, because when I go over these, like here, number 1, USB, Bluetooth, it's 1.8 meters or 3 meters USB. That's going to be right there. You see the number 1. Okay, just zoom back. Oops. Now, what's that white thing up there? That's got a number 2. So you're going to come back here. You look right there. That's your AC adapter. Okay? And I don't like people being a smartass, sitting there saying, oh, just skip it, they can figure it out on their own. Well, this isn't your video and you're not doing it, so oh well. What I want to do is try to give a chance to people that may not be able to afford a DGT set. They're just wishing in one hand and wanting in the other. Maybe you know somebody like that. They go through life, maybe they're just not able to get something. Maybe there's something they want. I don't know. Bugatti Veyron, Lamborghini, who knows? But it might just be they want food on their table too. I mean, on a serious note, there's some people in the world that just don't have enough to eat. And I think DGT boards are the last thing on their minds. Probably food. I know if I was in their situation, food would be my priority, not a fancy chess set. Okay, now, the 2 extra queens, that's obvious. There, that's your clock cable. DGT XL clock cable. That's going to be right there. Right there, centered. See the 4? Try to get my finger up here. Thumb. Right there is a 4 if you look at it. That's your clock cable. Now, what's that number 5 you say? What is that? What is that thing for? Is this something you plug into your headphones? No, it's not. But I'll show you. I'll be so kind to show you what it is until you can buy a DGT set of your own. That is, you got it. Yep, retractable USB cable. And on the bottom, you're going to get 2 good things. You're going to get the Fritz DGT Special Edition CD, the SE CD, and the DGT eBoard software CD. Okay, now that right there, that's what it's going to look like. That's your Fritz CD, and it should look like this right here. You'll see up here in the corner where it should say Fritz 11 SE. Look for that and you'll know you got the real deal and you didn't get like scammed. Okay, that's that on there. And let's go ahead and set that off to the side. And this will be the first video. No, we may have time. I think we've got a little bit of time. We'll do a quick wrap on this. This right here, this is the next thing you're going to get. This is going to be something you're going to need. They're going to show you screenshots. Okay, right here. They'll show you screenshots of all the stuff that you're going to look for as you're installing it. That's what you'll get. And then on the back you'll get this. And you're going to need this. You're going to need this here, this Connect tab, to walk you through it when you first get the DGT board and you're an inexperienced user. You know, hey, we all start somewhere, okay? There's no shame in the game. If you don't know, just say you don't know. Just say, I don't know, I have to learn sometime. You know, don't go through life like there's one of these arrogant little pricks saying, oh, I don't need anything, I already know everything. Yeah, okay, let's see you beat Houdini 3 Pro on full strength in, say, a blitz game, and we'll see how well you do if you, quote, know it all. Or let's see you beat Magnus Carlsen in, say, a 20-game match at slow time controls. I don't see that happening. I don't see that happening. Right here, that's what it's going to look like when you're setting it up, and you can see it all matches up. You see on the left the rook, knight, and then an empty space. Same thing here. And you get a choice of colors. You're going to get a couple things you're going to want to note. This right here, this automatic rotation option, you guys can read that instead of me jabbering on blah blah blah, yada yada yada, yak 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 yak. You guys can just read that for yourself. You can pause the video and read it. I don't want to sit here and read it to you. That's not good. You don't want to be just reading off something on a video. Okay, here you go. On to the next thing, moving right along. You can see right there, it does lock. You get a long cable. And then you can see you can lock it and you can have it return. In this case maybe not. This is the first time I've done this, but I'm sure this thing is spring loaded. Yeah, toss it, we don't need it. Okay, this one, this is going to be about 11 foot long. This is that long USB cable. That thing does come out about 11 foot long. Okay, so that will give you some reach or some distance, and you can plug that in for your DGT board somewhere. Here's your clock cable. One end goes to the clock, one end goes to the DGT board. Okay, you're going to get this bag to put all your pieces in. That's the one, has the same thing as the DGT bag. I open these up. Let's get a white knight here. You guys can see right there. There's the outline, the eyes, the nose. Same thing. Sure looks like it. Okay. And then we're going to cut this video and go to the next one.